In what could be a reflection of the upcoming Bermuda FA Cup quarter-final, we had a comfortable victory here against X-Roads for the second time this season. As you could see, Aaron Dennis the Menace, 26 minutes in, getting himself a couple of goals. But Damon Ming then plays it to Mr. Bean to the back post, where Fairy Furbert went and got himself one on the 50th minute. And well, it could have been more goals. Aaron Dennis had one denied on the second, one on the 90+2 for Steed. Jackson was also disallowed, but as you can see, 15 shots to 4, 9 on target, 2 there too, a 2.45 xG to a 0.32, 10 corners to 3, 8 fouls to 14, 0 yellow cards piece, 83% passing to 70, 58% possession to 42. We was clearly the better team, and with his brace, Aaron Dennis the Menace was the player of the match. But before we crack on with today's game, we do have yet again some more news. So without further ado, let's hop on into that news. Right everyone, so it's time to dive into some news. Now, first of all, Mackay still doesn't have himself a team, so we don't need to look at how he is doing just yet. But a big bit of news, Robin Hood Under-20s have won the Under-20s League. They've actually managed to do this with us actually struggling to get a manager for the entire season. Yes, for the entire season I've been trying to get an Under-20s manager. We did get him an assistant manager, but an Under-20s manager just didn't want to come. And well, the assistant actually managed to win the league with them. If we quickly have a little look, they did absolutely amazing in their league. So let's just quickly head on over to the Under-20s League. And as you can see, they won it quite comfortably. 2 games left. They've got a 10-point gap, only losing 3 games that season and 2 draws. They got draws 4-4, by the way. Somerset Trojans, I bet that was a good game to be at. Danby Town, a little bit more dull, and 0-0. They then lost to the Colts 2-0. They lost to Rams 1-0 and lost 1-0 to the Zebras. But 13 victories, as you can see, there is a few of those. And yeah, they've had a great season. So hopefully we can emulate that. And yeah, hopefully we can be champions very soon, because as you can see, we've got a nice little 6-point gap on the Trojans. And I believe if we can win today, the Trojans slip up and the Rams slip up, then we are going to win the league. Now, that's a lot to ask because the Trojans do play tomorrow, so we're going to hang around for that game regardless. The North Village Rams, I believe, are playing Southampton Rangers. If we have a quick look at the league, we can have a little look at who is playing who. So, currently, Saturday fixtures. Okay, I thought... Who... Okay, that's when we play Somerset Eagles. That's when we... Okay, so the Rams play the Hornets, which is going to be a big game against 3rd and 4th. And then the following day, on the Sunday, it's the Somerset Trojans against the Cougars. Now, the Cougars is a team the Trojans should be able to beat. So the Rams might lose to the Hornets and might give us a chance to go into that Sunday with the opportunity to take the league. But I can't see Trojans slipping up against the Cougars. But who knows? We can pray. But without further ado, it's time to crack on with today's game. So I'll see you fine folks over at the stadium in just a second. Welcome everyone to the locker room, and as always we are going to apply the opposition instructions, not even going to read it. Very good pitch condition here today, only 501 tickets sold out of an 800 capacity. Little disappointing considering we could technically win the league today, but most of the crowd is probably thinking what I'm thinking, and both teams are not going to trip up and allow us to win today and get a victory in terms of the league. Now, in terms of the weather, it's a gusty 14 degrees Celsius, and we're going to crack on with this one rather quickly because as you can see, it's a rather unchanged lineup. So, Hall in goal, the back line of Miners, Lever Rockstar, Evans and Castle. Castle again, yellow card, so we've got to watch out for that. Steve Jackson and Mr. Bean in central midfield, Coffee in front of them, Fairy Furbert on the left, Ming Dynasty on the right, and Aaron Dennis the Menace up front. A bench consisting of Simmons, Edwards, Saint Jago, Bascom, Dr. Jones, The Goat, and Nusum. So, without further ado, let's submit that squad. So, mostly, okay, not mostly, there's a few players who aren't particularly happy with our approach, but generally speaking, people are happy about today's game, and hopefully we can make them even more happy with a victory. So let's head on into the dressing room, go up there, and carry on straight from where you did last match. Doesn't seem like a bad approach to me. We had a pretty darn good game last match, so go out there, carry on from where you left off, and hopefully pick up a victory again here today. Now, they are starting off with a kick-off highlight. It is Cox. He tries the ball over the top, straight to Holland yet again. It's a pointless kick-off highlight. Castle, though, ball over the top to Dennis. This one looks a little more interesting. Smith forced into an early save here on the 2nd minute. Ming will now deliver in a corner. Even I literally had cross, free kick in my head. I had everything other but a corner, I guess, floating around in my brain that second, but it didn't amount to anything, so it doesn't particularly matter. Now, in terms of the Village Rams game, that is a little later on today, and then, of course, the other game is on the Sunday. But Trey Ming pulls it back for Simmons. Oh, an interception, though. Bad back pass to Castle, and Dennis has got onto that and slotted it in the bottom left corner. Come on, Aaron Dennis, the menace. Being a menace, intercepting that ball, running through the defence, slotting it in the bottom left-hand corner, and ladies and gents, we are 1-0 up here on the 10th minute. Probably going to go down as the 11th, considering it's just passed, but who cares? It has indeed gone down as the 11th minute, but we know it was much nearer to the 10th than the 11th. And quite frankly, we don't care. It's a goal, and we have the lead, and we have a nice little lead on the Trojans. As you can see, they are currently lagging behind by a solid 9 points. That means, of course, if they lose, we theoretically can win, get our goal difference high enough to the point where they cannot catch us in these final 3 games. But Mr. Bean plays it over to Castle, who has got himself a suspension for the next one, because he has, of course, already picked up a yellow card. Now Miners plays it to Very Ferbert, who pulls it back for Steve Jackson over to Miners. Now Steve Jackson once more. Mr. Bean tries the ball over to his left-hand side. He finds Miners. He whips one in. Dennis cannot get himself a second goal, unfortunately. But we are looking good. 13 shots to their absolute 0, by the way. This isn't as convincing as last time we played the Power Rangers, but it is convincing enough at the moment. 40th minute, pulls it back for Evans. It's now with Steve Jackson. Lovely ball over the top. Ooh, Dennis cannot get into the end of it. Instead, Smith will come out and collect it. Now, what can he do? He kicks it all the way over the top to our goalkeeper and says, well, you have a turn. You try and come back at us, and we will do that indeed with Steve Jackson. He tries the ball over to Dennis the Menace. He pulls it down, pulls it back for Coffee, in fact. Coffee coming at Tucker. Mr. Bean gets it over to Ming over on this right-hand side. He whips one in. Dennis, back post, slots in his 23rd goal of the season, and he already has a brace going into half-time. What a lovely effort from Dennis the Menace, slotting in a second one. It looks like they are trying to play with much lower tempo. Well, it's not helping them, because currently they are 2-0 down. So, good job from Aaron Dennis the Menace, but can he get himself a hat-trick here today? Well, Castle whips one across. Very Ferbert nods it back for Miners. Now with Steve Jackson, ball over the top. Ming gets... Oh, Ming! That was disgusting. Unfortunately, straight offside, but what a finish, Ming. What a finish. Let's have another look at this one. I don't care that it was offside. Let's just have another look at this. On the volley, top right corner. Style points from Ming. Unfortunately offside by quite a way, but if he wasn't, that would have been a beautiful goal. Steve Jackson pulls it back for Leverock. It's now with Miners. Miners tries the ball through to Dennis. Oh! Dennis almost getting free in that bottom left corner in this first half, but unfortunately narrowly wide, and he has to settle for his brace in this first half. So 16 shots to their 0, 8 on target to their 0, 1.7 xG to, well, absolute 0, 7 corners to absolute 0, 8 fouls to 6, 1 yellow card to 0, 88% passing to 73, 64% possession to 36. But the yellow card is the one and only Castle, who has gone and managed to get Edwards in the team for the next game, because of course he will now be suspended. You have, yeah, there's room for improvement, lads. Like, Dennis, putting the ball a bit more to the right, put it in the net, you'll have a hat-trick by now. Just saying. But Mr. Bean pulls it back for Evans. It's now over to Castle on this right-hand side. He pulls it back for Evans once more. He tries the ball over the top. Dennis nodding it down for Coffee. Back to Dennis. Nice 1-2 between them two. Don't know what Coffee was doing there, though. He's just gave it straight to Cox. But Cox has gave it straight back to Castle. Nice ball over the top. And Dennis would have got himself hat-trick. Unfortunately, though, he strayed offside. And we are still 2-0 up. We've got as many goals disallowed as we've got actual goals. I'm not quite sure what I should make of that, but that is the situation. 2 disallowed, 2 goals, and now we've cracked one off the crossbar. Ming has just added to the craziness. Evans, though, playing it over to Steve Jackson. Now all the way back to Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean holding up the ball nicely. Why are you backheeling it there? I don't know. And why is Dennis trying some style points of his own? I don't know. He could have had a hat-trick if he just played that sensibly, but instead he's trying to get creative. And I guess he just wants to make the video nice and entertaining. But Perry Ferbert missing the free kick. And we are fast approaching our substitution time. Cox throws it in though. It's back to Cox in fact. Wade, he whips one in. Headed away by Evans, but only as far as Trey Ming. Trey Ming goes back to Lowe. Lowe tries the ball over the top. It's Stovall. And Castle will clear it away after Hall made a lovely save. Whew. They finally got a shot and it's on target. Now we are a little late to our usual party, but Edwards, you're going to come on because we need you to be match fit for the upcoming games. Now, as you can see, Aaron Dennis Menace, he's getting a little bit tired, so he's going to have to settle for his brace, I think. Mr. Bean is definitely going to come off. So, Mr. Bean, you can come off for the GOAT. And we're going to give Nussum a run out. I know it's a little early. I know I should probably not throw all 3 substitutes in because then we'll have some sort of issue, but we're going to do it. We're going to risk it for the biscuit. We've got a 2-0 lead. Worst case, we'll drop our players back. We'll play a bit of San Marino, you know, and then we should be all good. But Ferry Fairberт has an overlap in minors if he wishes to use them. Instead goes alone, though, and he gets it into Nussum. Unfortunately, though, Nussum kicks it straight at Smith. And we remain 2-0 up. Damon Ming, though, throws it into the go. Edwards, lovely cross from Edwards. 5th goal of the season for Ferry Fairberт. 2 players who have not really had the opportunity to shine. Ferry Fairberт, of course, being a starter, has had a bit more of an opportunity, but he has been overshone by the likes of Aaron Dennis the Menace. But right there, beautiful header coming from the back post. Cuts inside, gets to that front post, and gets a beautiful nod into the corner. Now, Damon Ming into the go. Back to Damon Ming once more. Can we make it 4? Ming has got past Adams. Whips it in. Nussum cannot keep the ball on target. And we remain 3-0 up. We have been wasteful, though. We are very good at getting opportunities. As you can see, 25 shots at the moment, but not even half of them have been on target, which is a little bit worrying. Smith, though, he's going to kick it up all the way to Tucker. Tucker nods it on Stovall. Stovall nods it on to absolutely no one. And Hull will just collect it. That is nice. Thank you, Stovall, for giving us the ball back. Hull now whips one up. Cannot get it to Ferry Fairberт. Cox will intercept and get it over to Tucker on this right-hand side. He's got Cox on the overlap if he wishes. He's gone himself, though. He's got past Fairberт. Fairbert's come back, though. It's now with Wade. Wade dispossessed by Steve Jackson. It's Ferry. Gets it up to Nussum. Nussum nods it on to their goalkeeper now. And yes, Smith will now say thank you to Nussum for giving them possession back for no reason at all. Leverock style, though, brings it down. Steve Jackson will get the ball as Stovall tries to challenge him. Nussum in the centre circle, pulling it back for the GOAT. Bell Boda, by the way, has a knock for them. Miners, ball over the top. Nussum runs onto the end of this. Can he get a goal? Nussum, no. That was an awful effort from Nussum. And we remain 2-0. Nussum has had a pretty disappointing game. A 6.9 I would say is rather generous considering what he's done today. Brangman though will get it up only as far as the goat. He will nod it back to minus. And that will conclude our game here today, ladies and gentlemen. It's a 3-0 victory. 27 shots to 1, 11 on target to their 1, a 2.9 xg to a 0.07, and 8 corners to 0, 13 fouls to 21, 1 yellow card, 0 yellow cards, 83% passing to 72, 62% possession to 38. Now, as you can see, we had green across our entire defence. Our goalkeeper, our wingers were all green. Our central midfielders didn't hit green but did a decent job. Nussum, don't know how you got 6.9, but that rating isn't too bad. Castle on a 7.1 and Aaron Dennis the Menace, our best performer, of course, with an 8.5 and a brace. Mr. Bean on 6.7, not too good, but not bad either. All round, great performance. Our team did great. I'm pleased with the result, lads. That was a good one. You've done your part. Now the question is, will the Village Rams manage to lose to the Hornets? Can the Hornets do us a favour? And can the Cougars do us a favour as well? Well, later on today we shall find out the first of those two games. So let's speed on forward through the day, and the Hornets have managed to make the Rams draw. Interesting. So that puts them 9 points behind us. As you can see though, the goal difference is plenty. So I would say, although the Village Rams technically could catch us, a 20 goal difference in 3 games I think is a bit too big for them to get. In terms of the Somerset Trojans, well, it is to be determined. Let's find out how they get on in their game. I apologise for my phone, by the way, which I forgot to mute. So let's have a little look at this result for the Somerset Trojans. It's a big one, so we would like to see it if the game would allow. And the Trojans have lost to the Cougars, ladies and gents. It is all but guaranteed. They have lost. The Rams have lost. Rams are in the best position, but they've got a 20 goal difference to overcome to catch us up. So although we're not guaranteed the title, we are all but guaranteed it. So very next game is against the Eagles, but I don't know if we're playing that or if we are playing in the Bermuda FA Cup. I guess if it's going to make us play both games, we'll play both games. If not, then we'll probably come back for the Eagles so we can see us lift the trophy. But I thank you all for joining us. I hope you all have a lovely night and goodbye.